welcome everyone. I'm just curious, where's everybody located? I heard we got people from all over the world. I'd love to see in chat where we're located. And it is my understanding that I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. The person furthest from me is going to win a major cash prize from iSpring, and we appreciate that. So tell me where everybody's located. Furthest from, and I'm just kidding, you're not going to win a cash prize, everyone. You're gonna win nothing but pride. So let us know where you're located. I am located in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'd love to hear from where you all are. And I don't see the chat here on my end, so if you could let me know what you're seeing. And I want to tell everybody about myself really quickly. So I am the president and founder of a company called iConLogic. iConLogic started that company 35 years ago. And through iConLogic, we offer e-learning development, training. I write books for a living. I'm a certified master trainer, certified online training professional, certified technical trainer, and I write books for a living. And I've written several books on iSpring Suite. I'm not even kidding. And I was in the United States Coast Guard many, many years ago. So I'm a veteran. And when I say I've written books, I'm not kidding. Here's a bunch of them. And you can see iSpring Suite is front and center. And specifically, you can find information about the iSpring Suite 11 book on my website at iconlogic.com. And I know that you all are attending during your work day, and maybe you wanted to go outside and enjoy the sun, and here you are learning about accessibility. So I want to tell you, first of all, here's what I'm going to cover about accessibility. We're going to make a presentation from scratch. We're going to add images and videos and talk about alt text and actually how it happens in Microsoft PowerPoint, and then how iSpring Suite leverages that for your output. We're going to make sure that your colors are accessible using a thing called the color contrast checker. I'll show you how it works on my end, and how slide notes are really important to add to your slides because they read directly to closed captions. And of course, we're going to create accessible output. And I do want to let you all know that you can test your output on your own computer without having to buy Windows Eyes and HAL and JAWS, just by downloading from that NV Access website a little utility that'll actually emulate what the assistive technology is doing for the learners who need it the most. So I recommend it. So give me some feedback on that agenda. By the way, where were some of the people attending from? Did they say who's going to win that major cash prize? Do you see the chat? Because I don't see it.
I do, Kevin, and I'm here to assist you with whatever is needed from the chat. I'll be your access to the chat, let's put it this way, if you like my joke. I would say that the furthest we get would be probably either India or South Africa. Because it really depends on the point.
It depends where how you measure it, right?
Exactly,
exactly. I'm thinking it's India. I think it's India.
Probably
win
India.
That major cash prize, whoever that is.
We do have several people from India. We do have several people from South Africa, as well as Portugal, Jamaica, and Canada, of course. So
that is
lots of different locations.
All right. And did I get any thumbs down for the agenda?
Everybody's loving it so far.
All right. Now, I know you all are attending this session and it's probably beautiful outside and all you want to do is go outside, and I can't help you with that, but here's a puppy. So you all have a puppy now. Everybody feels the love of your puppy. And specifically, the reason that's important to me is that we're actually going to build this presentation together. So hopefully you all are seeing my screen and you're seeing I've switched to PowerPoint now, and we're going to create a 3-slide project together. And I'm going to build this with you. But I do want you to notice that it has some lovely photos, and you all can do this. You don't need to download any materials at all. If you have a recent version of PowerPoint in the last 3 years, PowerPoint has these incredible free assets for you, along with what you get with iSpring Suite 11. You have these PowerPoint assets, and I leverage them all the time, and we're going to build this presentation in just a few minutes. And we're also going to add icons, and we'll talk about the layouts and everything. You do not have to be a designer to come up with some beautiful presentations in PowerPoint. And then we'll add a video just to make sure you understand how to make the video accessible as well. And again, these are all free assets that come with Microsoft PowerPoint. And I do want you to notice on each of these slides, I have taken the time to add what would be my voiceover script and put it in the notes. And that is super critical to your whole accessibility mission to make your project accessible, because a couple of things. First of all, that text that you add into the notes area of any PowerPoint slide becomes closed captions. That text that you add to the notes area becomes text that can be used by text-to-speech agents, which is included in iSpring Suite 11. It's awesome. So you don't have to record your own voice if you don't want to. And it just leads to accessibility. So why not? So I'll talk about that. So without any further ado, and follow along, please, if you would, and let me know if anyone needs me to repeat anything that I'm showing in case I go too fast. So I'm just going to make a brand new PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to make it blank. So follow along with me. Let's take this journey. We're going to build the dog presentation, and I'm going to click where it says to add title. And let me move this panel out of the way too, so I can see these designers over here on my right. The Zoom window was covering that. So I'm going to just type puppy love into the screen. That's no big deal. Just type puppy love, right? Everybody loves puppies. And subtitle can be anything. I'm just going to type your source for all things puppy. Have fun with that. Type anything you want. Now, I also am thinking about my voiceover script, and it's one of the first things that I actually create when I'm doing e-learning development. So I'm going to click here where it says to add notes, and I'm going to type welcome to puppy love. And I'm going to type this lesson will take you approximately 5 minutes to complete. By the way, best practice for creating your e-learning, everyone, thinking about learner distraction and learner inattentiveness, is to make your content as interactive as possible and as short and sweet as you possibly can. The perfect playtime for one e-learning module, believe it or not, is 5 minutes. It is the perfect playtime. And no learner should be on any one screen for more than, and this was just written about in CNN, an article in CNN recently by a PhD in neuroscience saying this is not me, I'm just parroting it. 45 seconds is the perfect playtime for one slide. Cumulatively, no more than 5 minutes, no more than 45 seconds a slide. Okay, so I've added the voiceover. I'll even add, click the next button to move from slide to slide. Now, I don't have to add a next button to my screen. iSpring Suite's going to add the next button in the player. You don't worry about that. So I wouldn't put any slide navigation on the PowerPoint slide unless you really feel like you have to. So now I'm going to go to the Insert tab on the ribbon. I need a picture of a puppy. And in the United States, copyright infringement is a big, big problem. Believe it or not, if you break copyright law, which is possible if you Google search puppy, you're going to get a fine, and that fine is very substantial. It's actually $150,000 US if you break copyright law. And many, many countries have the same types of concerns. You're not allowed to just use somebody's picture. So I can only tell you, United States, what the fine is. You all know in your region, or look into it, okay? So what's cool about PowerPoint, if you go to pictures and you choose stock images, PowerPoint comes with all kinds of awesome photographs, icons, all manner of stuff. My machine's taking a little bit longer than I'm used to. There it goes. I was getting a little bit nervous. So you even have, for crying out loud, cutout people you can use in your presentation, including the world's most incredible technician on the phone, this guy who looks really angry. You should definitely find a way to use this guy in your presentations, because I love this guy. But I am looking for images, and I'm going to type puppy and press enter. And you can use any puppy image you want. I didn't Google search. What's cool about these images, they're included for free out of Common Commons. You're allowed to use these without compensating any kind of copyright holder. And I don't know, I am feeling this puppy today.
Can we choose Sheba, Kevin? Can we choose Sheba, please?
Who's Sheba? Which one's Sheba?
The first one or the fifth one in the first
This one right here?
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'll be
okay,
very
only
happy.
Because I want to make you happy in particular.
You,
I'm a
Kevin.
little afraid of you. I'm going to do this one.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to insert it. So the picture comes on. And now here's what I really, really love about PowerPoint doing work for me. You don't have to be a designer at all. Just don't even worry about it. Look at all these wonderful designs over here on the right. Like if I go with this one, boom, there's my layout. I don't have to worry about, does it look good? Now, years ago, you would look at these designs and go, they're not very good. But this is not your father's Oldsmobile, to quote an old commercial. I dated myself with that reference. This one looks really, really good to me. So I'm just going to go with that one. Okay. So I'm done. And I'm going to save. Should save your work all the time. I'm going to let it be called Puppy Love. But because I've probably created this one a couple of times, I'm going to call it Puppy Love 2. And I'm going to pick a destination. I'm going to go to my desktop. And I'm just going to save it right to my desktop. Okay, so there's Puppy Love 2. Good to go. All right, now, that's one slide. I'm ready to go. I'm fully armed and ready to go for closed captioning. I'm going to add a new slide. So right-click, new slide. I'm going to right-click that new slide and change the layout to title only. One of the things that would really help you with accessibility in mind is to keep your screen as clutter-free as possible, which means put less on the screen than you might think you need to put. Less is more. So I'm just going to type in here, lesson objectives. You should always have a lesson objectives. It's part and parcel for any course you create. I'm going to click in the notes field and I'm going to type, during this lesson, you will learn 3 important puppy care concepts: colon space, mealtime, playtime, and bedtime. Okay, that's it. That's going to be my voiceover. That's going to be my text to speech. And now I need to have something on screen to support what I just said. Okay, back to insert, over to icons. Let's use what PowerPoint gives us. And again, I will tell you, iSpring Suite has icons too. So leverage the 2 of them. I think you'll love it. And I'm going to type dog here for my search. And when I do, I've got this dog house, this dog bowl, and this puppy playing. It's almost like I practiced this in advance and I knew where this was going to go. It's almost. Don't tell anyone. I'll click insert. Now I get 3 icons on the screen, right? And I'm thinking about what kind of design should I do? Oh my goodness, it's not lesson designer, lesson objectives. Boom. Now that's done. Now that's done.
And it matches so beautifully with the first Shiba color.
Yeah, I want it to match the Shiba color. Yes. So plan this in advance, right? So now the voiceover script says mealtime, then playtime, then bedtime. So no problem. I'm just going to drag the dog bowl over. These are totally editable, totally customizable. The bedtime, I'm going to bring this to the front. I know already that it's behind everything. So I'll bring it to the front, put it here. The dog playing, put it here. The dog bowl, put it here. Done. Okay. One more slide and our presentation's complete. One more slide. I'm going to right click, new slide, and I'm going to type playtime. And boy, if I could type. And my notes, you should play with your puppy at least 20 minutes every day. If you're like me, it'll be more than 20 minutes. It'll be much, much time. It's because I just love playing with my puppies. One is laying here at my sleep right now. She has promised not to bark for this entire presentation.
And all right. Has kept her promise.
She has kept her promise. So I'm going to go to the insert. I'm going to go to video. And I'm going to choose stock videos. And it's just wonderful how many assets you get with PowerPoint today. I mean, it's just awesome. And I'm going to type puppy and see what we get. You know, we don't have Shiba, but we do have Shiba's friend. We'll go with this one. And once again, I'm going to get the designer pop up on screen. In just a second, here it is. And I'll just pick one of these. And again, truly doesn't matter. I'll go with this one. It's okay. So I'll say, everybody good, I hope, right? Now, let's talk about accessibility for these images. So I'm going to go back to slide number 1. And keep in mind, it's possible that a significant number of your audience members are going to have visual difficulties, visual impairments, either totally blind, partially blind, whatever, which means they are not going to see this beautiful puppy. So what are you going to do? Well, you have to make a decision. Is the image important to the learning? And I don't think this particular image is that important to learning about puppy love. It'd be great if you can see it, but you can't. So I'm going to right-click this puppy image, and I'm going to choose View Alt Text, which is part of Microsoft PowerPoint. And when I bring up the alt text, if I click Mark as Decorative, assistive devices will ignore the image. So there you have it. Simple to do. Simply say decorative, okay? Hopefully everybody's good with that. You got any questions so far for me about that I can answer?
So far, we're just getting comments that this is all adorable and people love the designer ideas, and some people wanted other types of dogs, but well, unfortunately, I'm the one.
I'm innocent here. You told me, and
exactly.
yeah, I did what you told me to do. Now,
right.
I'm going to go to slide number 2. And I kind of think it's important that my audience understand that there are 3 icons representing dog bowl, dog playing, dog house. So I'm going to right click the dog bowl, and I'm going to choose View Alt Text. And Microsoft products already populate images with alternative text, the words that'll be read out loud. So these are perfectly fine, or you can change them. What you should not do is what I see a lot of people do, and I think this is a mistake. They type a picture of. Keep in mind that assistive devices will approach a picture and say picture. So if you say a picture of, what a visually impaired learner is going to hear is picture, a picture of. So you don't need to say that. Just say a dog bowl. That's it. So simple. So it's very much like writing a quick caption for a photograph. That's how you're thinking about this. So I'll go with this one, and I'll say a dog playing. And the last one, oh, I misspelled. Oh, watch out for typos, folks. There's nothing worse, I don't think, than you type something, you've got a misspelling. So I do recommend everyone a free utility you can install on your computer that would check for grammar and spelling. Grammarly, it rocks. I would recommend it. And this last one's going to be doghouse. Okay, and I'll save. The same thing for the video. So I'm going to go to the video here, select, right-click the video, and I'll choose View the Alt Text. And I think the accessibility text is fine here. Now, there's something else worth noting that you can do with a video. You can add closed captions to the actual video right now. So if I right-click this video, there is an option here for videos to insert captions. Now, you would have to have a VTT file available to you to attach closed captioning to the video. And I have an example of one. I have a folder here with some caption files, and I have a VTT. Now, it doesn't match the dog, so I'm not going to bring it in. But VTT files or SRT files for audio, those are just files that have timestamps. When is the narrator saying something? And it'll actually make the closed caption show up synchronized with the video. Now, adding closed captions to a video is not my favorite thing to do in PowerPoint or iSpring. I much prefer just to use the notes panel and put closed captions at the slide. Here's the reason I think it gets a little confusing. The minute you add closed captions to the iSpring player, you're going to have a closed caption icon, and learners are going to click it. They'll see the closed captions. It's really awesome. But if you put closed captions on a video, there'll be another closed captioning icon for the video, and they're going to be the same thing. So I would say if you're going to add the notes to your PowerPoint slides, you don't need to put the VTT files for a video, but I did show it to you. It is an option for you to consider if you want to go that route. Now, one resource that I use when I want to get VTT files created or SRTs for audio, I use rev.com, rev.com. Okay. Now, I want to talk about accessibility. So let's have you all in the chat pod tell me if there's enough color contrast between the word playtime and that green background. What are people saying? Can you let me know, please? Is that enough contrast for someone with color blindness?
I'll check it out in a second.
All right.
It just takes a couple of seconds for us to make sure that the video synchronizes with your question, and I'm sure we're going to start getting the answers right in a second. We have Rob saying yes, and Jessica confirming.
All right, so I'm going to try this one, Rob. Thank you.
Amy says yes, and Kimberly.
Here's a box.
Right, everybody agrees, I would say.
Okay, I'm going to format I'm making a new box. I'm going to give it a fill. And I'm going to give it a solid fill. I'm just goofing around here, folks. You can pick any colors you want, but I'm going to go with let's say with a gray fill. And I'm going to double click inside. I'm going to type hello. Is this good? So what do you all think? Is that good? I can't hear you right now. You've gone mute.
Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. I have a certain feeling about what the answer will be from the audience, but I
do too.
I cannot predict without actually having some evidence. Yes, we have no's across all over the place. No, yeah,
people are saying no.
Ashley.
N to the O. So I'm going to show you all color contrast analyzer here. I think you guys are going to dig this. It's called CCA Color Contrast Analyzer. I just launched it. And of course, I hope it doesn't break and it actually runs today. That would be nice. I'm trying to show off. And if I can't get it to work, I won't. There it goes. It finally showed up on screen. Here it is. You all seeing that? Color Contrast Analyzer. Yeah. That is a free utility for you all to download. Just Google color, and color, by the way, is COLOUR. So it's the European spelling. Yep. The British version, yep. Right. So color contrast analyzer, analyzer with an S, not a Z. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick your foreground color. So I'll go to this little eyedropper tool and I'll click this foreground would be the black text. And I'm going to click my background color, which is this gray. And you can see right here that it fails WCAG. WCAG is the governing body for accessibility. If I were you all, I would listen to them. They know what they're talking about. And they're saying that this, in most instances, is going to fail compliance. Okay. So most government, US government contracts require that you be at least AA compliant for the WCAG. WCAG, that's what I'm saying. So this color contrast analyzer would do really, really well to keep you out of trouble. Now, and actually, it's actually got the wrong foreground color. Let me see if I can get it to pick up that black, because that's not accessible at all. There it goes. That's still failing. So now let me try the green, because people thought the green was going to be good. So I'll pick on the green. And then I'll pick on the white with the color picker. And that passes AA standard. See right here? Pass AA. You are not overly concerned with AAA. AAA standards would be the same thing as buying a house and hiring an inspector. And the inspector comes out and says, you know what? My God, there's nothing wrong with this house. You should buy it. There's nothing wrong. I would fire that inspector immediately. I hired you to find something wrong, so I can negotiate. That's AAA. AAA is never going to be happy. It's going to fail you one way or the other. So the US federal government says you got to be AA WCAG compliant. That's what they mean. And this wonderful little utility is going to take care of that. So hopefully everybody's digging that. I'm going to get rid of that analyzer. And I'm going to delete this. And again, I'll save my work. So there we go. All right, now, I definitely want to add some audio using text-to-speech because it's just so awesome. So I'm going to click on slide number 1. I'm going to go to the iSpring Suite 11 tab for the first time. Everything I've done so far is PowerPoint, but now we've integrated iSpring Suite 11, and I'm going to go to Manage Narration. and I'm going to go to audio, and I'm going to do text to speech. And I'm just going to go with my friend Bruce here. But, for goodness sakes, you want choices? iSpring gives you choices. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Pick a voice. And it used to be text to speech was laughable. It actually is really, really good. And what I really love, remember I said to you all, put your notes in the notes panel. Well, insert text from notes and insert. And now I'm going to go to I'll just click insert. I'm done with that. And I'm going to go to slide number 2, audio, text to speech. Y'all want this to be difficult. I'm sorry. It can't. The most difficult part of this is writing your script. That does take talent. That does take time, because your script should be conversational, should be short and sweet to the point, should not just regurgitate what's on screen. I'm telling you right now, if you do that, that will fail. An e-learning time-tested rule that if you put text on the screen and your voiceover is identical, it's boring to the learner and it's distracting. Here we go again. I'm going to insert text from notes, click insert. And now I'm going to go to slide number 3. Again, I'm sorry I can't make this more difficult or waste time. It's just easy. I'm not kidding. I did this from scratch. You all saw me. So insert text from notes. Again, this is the 3rd time. Click insert. Now, I don't know if you all are going to hear my system audio. Will they hear my audio if I play this? Do you know?
Let's give it a try.
Boy, I guess that's true. I could just try it, couldn't I? So let me just start at the beginning here and play. Welcome to Puppy Love. You hearing that?
Very, very in a very low voice, but yes. That's not too loud, but it's audible.
But not bad, right? And that was just the first one I went with. I didn't spend a second trying to figure out what's going to be better than that. All right. So I'm going to click save and close. Definitely going to save my project because I don't want to lose my work. So I've created a presentation from scratch. I've added images. Those images are accessible. I've added a script. I've added voiceover text to speech. We did this all in what? 6.2 minutes, for crying out loud. I've gone text to speech. Now I'm going to make sure there are closed captions, and just how difficult and how stressful this is. So you all know how stressful this has been up to the point. And, I want you to visualize a cart and the wheels coming off that cart. This is going to be horrible. Of course it's not. Come on. So you go to the iSpring Suite tab again, and you click player. And eventually the player shows up. Okay. So you'll notice by default, the player doesn't have anything about closed captioning down here. And listen, there are other sessions, I'm sure, they're going to teach you how to customize this player and do all kinds of fun stuff to it. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to come down here to the layouts and try to find a player that has closed captioning. I'm so stressed out. Oh, this first one I clicked on has got a CC button on it. Groovy time, man. I love it. I'm done. All right. So I'm going to click apply and close. I'm going to save. And I really think, because I do want to have time for Q&A, that we could stop right now. We could just stop right now. But I want to publish this and see what it's going to look like when we get done. And I'm sure you all want me to do it too. So again, this is a brand new project. So if it blows up, what can I do?
You're going to be big on YouTube tomorrow, maybe.
I'll big on YouTube, and I don't have a safety net. So whenever you teach software, you're always worried about, is it going to misbehave today? So I'm going to publish. I'm going to do it. I'm not kidding. And I'm going to go right to my desktop. I'm going to leave the name Puppy Love 2. But as I'm looking at these players, the player, the size, the quality, protection not used, public accessibility mode. It says off. I wonder what happened if I click it. Everybody look away. Look away. All right. Well, it brought up a box saying, do you want to turn it on? Okay. Yeah. Now, it's got all kinds of languages. You pick the language you want. I am going with English. I only speak the one language. I'm sorry. I'll click save.
You've got all the time to learn more.
And I am publishing HTML5, by the way, which means universally going to work on all computers, desktop, laptops, PC, whatever. Publish. All right, this is the moment of truth. I'm very nervous.
Oof, me too.
Very nervous. Remember, this was live, so who knows what happens. And it does appear that it says it's done. We should probably just leave it at that. I shouldn't view the course. Do you all agree? What do you all think? Ask them. Should I view it or should I leave well enough alone?
Course, guys, we have about 6 minutes till the end of this session, so we need to decide whether we want to view the course or have a Q&A.
It's very scary if you tell me to click that, because again, I haven't tested this. So
view it, everybody.
All right. Already calm down. All right, I'm viewing the course. And theoretically, it's going to open up in my browser. I say theory.
Oh my goodness.
And I play it. And here's closed captions. And they're perfect.
The next button to move from slide. During this lesson, you will learn 3 important puppy care concepts: mealtime, playtime, and bedtime. You should play with your puppy at least 20 minutes every day.
You see this little icon that get added here? This is an iSpring thing. If I click it, this shows me a more, I want to say, accessible version of the presentation. It's just included in your presentation. By the way, I do want you all to realize as I go backward now in my presentation that the screen is accessible. So I can tab around. You see how my tab is just moving from screen to screen to screen. So you don't think iSpring figured this out already? The tab order, top to bottom, left to right, it just works. So that part works, and the learner can press the enter key to activate controls. As the learner goes over controls, an assistive device will read the button text out loud, so they would hear the word next right now and that kind of thing. So the bottom line is this stuff just works out of the box. So I think between Microsoft PowerPoint, which gets a lot of bad rap as far as being a horrible tool. No, you can create some incredible things with PowerPoint. Use the designer, and then you leverage that power with the tools on iSpring Suite, and you're cranking out e-learning like nobody's business. Let me close the browser. And let me close this. And let me switch back to my Let's Work Together. We made that presentation. And just as a reminder, I'm Kevin Siegel. And if you need help with iSpring Suite or PowerPoint, there's my email address. Check out Icon Logic. You want the iSpring Suite book, it's there on our website, or Amazon, as you think's appropriate. Now, what questions do we have? You got questions, I got some answers, 1 or 2 of them anyway.
Let's give it a try. Hopefully those answers and questions match. All right, let's give it a try with the first one. I'm sorry, I'm not having the name of the user who posted that. I guess that was anonymous. I didn't know we have anonymous users, but anyway, the question goes, are there guidelines you follow when determining if including alt text is important or when something could be ignored? Thanks.
Oh, as far as uses decoration, no, the guidelines are it's going to be you. Between the seat and the keyboard, you have to decide whether or not is that an important aspect. So are there written guidelines? I can't tell you any other than to say, is that picture on the screen adding value to the lesson? Ask yourself the question. If it is adding value, you got to have the alternate text. If it's just a decoration, then list it as decoration. And most of the assets, like on this screen right here, almost all of that's decoration. You don't need to know there's keys. You don't need to know there's a thank you badge. You don't need any of that. This whole thing would be decoration. You know, so if it's not leading to learning, it's a decoration.
Yeah. Ed is very impatient asking about entrances and animations. So can you comment on adding an animation or build, please?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't add animations. Listen, the person who walks up to you and says, the best part of your training was the animations, that is such an insult to your training and your instructional design. So here, why don't we do this? Why don't we agree with this? If you're someone that wants to put animations in, can we agree? Get the whole course finished, incredible content. contextual. It means something with a great mission statement. And you get that course done and you got nothing better to do, go back and put some animations in there, because you're spending time getting animations to work, and you're spending time synchronizing screen activity, and no learner cares. It's okay to show the learner on this slide. Let me go back to this one. It's okay on slide number 2 to show all the icons at one time. There's only 3 of them. No one's going to get freaked out. Okay. So there's no animations. The only animation I had in mind was the dog wagging his tail in the video. That was it. Okay.
Right.
Great question. I'm against animations.
Right. I wish we could ask you a couple of more because they keep coming right now, but unfortunately we'll need to move on and have another speaker who is right at the door waiting for us to start.
I don't get this. I was going to be here another hour. What's going on?
Kevin,
All
just
right,
have one last
boo.
question. And you only have a quick answer to do that because we're really running out of time.
Right.
It's a question from Ashley. Where were you when I bought my first house last month? Was this tip on an instant?
I'm so sorry. I can't help you.
Right. Kevin,
That's
thank
awesome.
you so much. I
Great
wish
to
you could
meet
stay
you
with
all.
us a little longer. Maybe you can answer the questions in the chat when you join the YouTube streaming, and people are like really looking forward to having more answers from you.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have a great rest of the conference. Enjoy.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. Thank you.